to simply sleepy. Let's begin by letting the day go. Close your eyes and take a soft breath in and let it out slowly. Again, in and out. There's nothing to do now, nowhere to be, just this moment and the quiet behind it. Let your shoulders fall. Let the space around you grow still. Tonight, we're taking a journey into an old forest, one filled with tall silver trees, dappled moonlight, and secrets that whisper only after dark. At the center of that forest, there once lived a deer. But not just any deer. This is the story of the deer who didn't belong. She was born under the waning moon, when the light was unsure of itself. From her first steps, she felt it, that strange apartness, while her siblings stumbled through the underbrush, learning to leap. She lingered behind, her gaze fixed on shafts of golden light that danced on fallen leaves. The others learned the rules of the herd quickly. Stay close, stay quiet, don't ask questions. But she couldn't help it. Her eyes always wandered past the edges of things. When the herd grazed in the wide meadows, dipping their heads in perfect rhythm, she found herself wandering just outside the ring of safety, staring at the horizon as if it might whisper her name. She didn't move like the others. Her hooves struck roots and startled birds. She hesitated too long when crossing streams. Her legs were sturdy, but they didn't carry her with ease. She moved like she wasn't sure where she was going, because she wasn't. Her ears flicked at the wrong cues, while the others froze at the crack of a branch. She'd be focused on the soft creak of trees swaying high above. She listened for something else, something more. She wasn't fast. She wasn't brave. She didn't know why. The others didn't shun her. Not exactly. But she felt the way they looked past her, like a smudge on the edge of a beautiful painting. When the stream laughed over rocks, it seemed to chuckle at her clumsiness. Its cool waters offered refreshment to the others, but to her it always felt cold and distant, like it knew something she didn't. Even the wind, playful and curious with the others, skipped past her as though it had better places to be. And so, as the seasons turned and her legs grew longer, so too did the space between her and the world, until one dusk, soft and heavy with the smell of pine and fading sunlight, she made a decision she couldn't name. The herd was grazing in their usual clearing. The moon had just risen, half full and shy. The deer watched them from a distance, her breath barely stirring the air, And then she turned. No goodbye, no sound, only a gentle pivot of her hooves and a step, then another, into the unknown. She walked inward, into a part of the forest that stories avoided. Older deer warned against it, not out of fear, but out of reverence. The trees grew stranger the deeper she went. They loomed like old guardians, their limbs knotted with memory, their trunks curved, not like soldiers standing tall, but like question marks, bent from carrying centuries of whispers. Leaves above shimmered not green, but a silver-touched jade, like starlight caught in photosynthesis. And the air changed. It was thicker, not heavier, like the pause between heartbeats, a stillness that wasn't empty, but watching. She felt it immediately. Here she wasn't ignored, but still she felt nothing. No fear, no hunger, no expectation, only a strange calm, a numbness that spread through her like fog over a meadow. It wasn't sadness, it was something older, like the ache in a tree root pressing through stone. She didn't question the direction. Her legs moved on instinct. Her breath stayed even. Hours passed, or maybe days. She didn't mark them. There were no sunrises here, only a glowing twilight, and the sound of soft things shifting in the underbrush. Then came the scent. It was faint at first, a wisp, sweet but wild, like crushed petals mixed with rain-soaked bark and the breath of something ancient. It floated in and out of her awareness, like a half-forgotten dream. But it tugged at something deep in her chest, a thread she hadn't known was there. And then she heard it. Not a howl, not a rustle, not even a call, but a hum, low, steady, warm, like music without notes, like a memory of a lullaby no one ever sang. She froze. Her ears turned like sunflowers to the sound. Her heart, silent until now, fluttered. Once, then again. The humming didn't grow louder, but it felt closer. And with each step she took toward it, her hooves grew lighter, her breath steadied, her mind quieted. She wasn't thinking anymore. She was following, until finally the trees opened. Not like a break in the forest, but like a hand slowly uncurling to reveal a treasure. And there, in the center of the glade, stood a single flower, silver blue, tall as her shoulder, its petals soft as smoke, glowing faintly in the shadow light. and though it made no sound, it sang, not through the air, but through her. The scent she'd followed, it was this, but more, it was herself somehow, familiar and foreign, calling her home to a place she didn't know she'd left. She stepped closer, and the humming rose inside her bones, like an answer to every question she never knew how to ask. It was not just a flower. It was something ancient, something that pulsed with the quiet rhythm of the world before words. Its petals shimmered like dew-lit silk, but there was weight to it too, like memory, like meaning, like it had waited an entire age for her arrival. The soil beneath her hooves warmed, not from sunlight, but from something deeper, as if this spot had been kissed by something divine. She stepped closer, every inch of her trembling, not with fear, but with reverence. The scent she'd followed all this way, it bloomed around her now like a second skin. It wrapped her in 1,000 invisible threads, tying her to things she didn't yet understand. The first breath she ever took, the feeling of being watched by the stars, the tug in her chest when the wind blew a certain way. It was wild. It was ancient. It was as fierce as thunder and as gentle as moss beneath a newborn's hooves. It was not from here, and yet it was hers. She breathed in again, deeper this time, and something cracked open inside her. Not pain, not joy, something far more sacred. Recognition. She saw herself, not as the outcast, not as the misfit, but as a thread in a tapestry far greater than she'd ever imagined. For a moment, her heart beat in sync with the roots below and the stars above. She felt the forest looking through her, and finally seeing. The flower did not speak with sound, but something in the very air around it shimmered, almost like a vibration brushing against her bones. And in that stillness, she heard it. Not a voice, not quite, but a knowing. You are not lost, it whispered, not from the petals, but from the space between them. You are different, because you were made for something more. She blinked. Her breath caught halfway between awe and confusion. Tears, though dear did not weep, gathered invisibly behind her eyes. She didn't understand the meaning, not fully, but she felt it. All at once, her body became warm from the inside out, like standing in sunlight that didn't burn but blessed. She stood straighter, lighter, as if her own body had just remembered how to carry her. That scent, the sacred one, it didn't just surround her now. It was in her, moving through her blood, soaking into her bones like rain into soil. She had never belonged to the herd. She had never belonged to the forest, because she had always belonged to this, to the unknown, to the in-between, to the impossible. As twilight fell gently over the trees, she curled her legs beneath her beside the flower. She did not sleep from exhaustion. She slept from peace. The branches above stood still as statues. No creatures stirred. Even the owls held their hoots, as though the night itself was honouring her rest. There were no dreams, only a soft humming in her chest, only warmth, only the endless quiet of being truly, finally, safe. When her eyes opened, pale light spilled through the canopy. But the flower was gone, no trace, not a crushed stem, not a petal, as if it had never been. And yet, the scent still clung to her fur like a veil, like a crown. She didn't wear it as a banner. She didn't need to. It was part of her now, the invisible mark of one who had seen something holy and returned changed. She rose slowly, and the forest met her not with silence, but with reverence. The trees did not simply stand tall, they leaned in, bowing in quiet approval. The sunlight didn't just shine, it poured itself gently over her back, warming every step she took. The wind didn't rush past her anymore. It danced alongside her, not behind, not ahead, but with her. When she returned to the herd, they lifted their heads. Eyes met hers, but no one asked where she had gone. No one whispered. They didn't have to, because somehow they knew. There was space where once there was avoidance, respect where once there was pity, stillness where once there was noise. She did not speak, but the forest spoke through her now. She was no longer the deer who didn't belong. She was the one who had gone beyond the map and come back carrying something they couldn't name. And that made her whole. And now, let her journey rest with you. Let the forest close around your mind like a blanket. Let the wind grow quiet. Let the scent of something lovely drift through your thoughts. There's no need to move, no need to worry. You are safe. You are home. You belong. Sleep well and dream gently, here with us at Simply Sleepy. Good night.